Now let's take a look at how we name molecular compounds. And I put in the parentheses here, simple molecular compounds, because molecular compounds can get very complicated. We won't get into that. So for now, a simple molecule will look like this. You have one carbon and one oxygen. First off, you have to recognize this is going to be a molecular compound because both atoms are nonmetals. To start naming them, you put a prefix, and a prefix tells you how many atoms of that element is in that compound. And in order to do that, you need to know the prefix table, where if you want to say there's one of something, you say mono, 2 is di, 3 is tri, 4 is tetra, 5 is penta, 6 is hexa, 7 is hepta, 8 is octa, 9 is nona, and 10 is deca. So go ahead and make flashcards to memorize this table. Alright, let's go back into naming. In the parentheses, it says, if not mono. So if you start a name of a compound and the prefix is going to be mono, you can drop it. You do not have to include it. You only need mono if that prefix is somewhere in the middle of the name, as you will see. In this case, there's only one carbon, so that's going to be mono, so we can ignore it. Going on to the next part is you put the name of the first nonmetal. In this case, that's carbon. Now you put the prefix for the next element. For oxygen, there's one oxygen, so you can say mono. Then you can put the base name of the second nonmetal. So the base name of oxygen, remember, was ox. So that's going to be monox. And then you're going to add I, just like in ionic compounds. So that's going to be carbon monoxide. Notice it's not carbon monoxide. When your prefix has two syllables for oxygen, the last letter will be dropped out. This is something that chemists have just agreed upon. Let's try this one. So you have one carbon and two oxygens, and that carbon is in the front, so it won't have a prefix since its prefix would have been mono. And that oxygen, there's two, so it's going to be di. So what do you think it's going to be? Carbon dioxide. Yep. All right, what about this guy? You got P4S3. So you have 4 phosphorus and 3 sulfurs. Since we have 4 phosphorus and not just one, we would say it's tetra for 4. Tetra phosphorus, 3 of sulfur, so that's trisulfide. The molecule's name is tetraphosphorus trisulfide. Fun, isn't it? All right, here's your checkpoint. Identify the following compound as ionic or molecular and write its correct name. This is NO2. You notice that the two atoms are nonmetals, so it's going to be molecular. So you have to follow the nomenclature for molecular compound. And by the way, nomenclature is just another word for a system of naming things. So you got one nitrogen and two oxygens, so that's going to be nitrogen dioxide. Yay! That's right. Another checkpoint. Identify the following compound again as ionic or molecular and then write its correct name. You got Na3N. Okay, you should recognize that you have a metal, sodium, and a non-metal, nitride, so it's going to be ionic. So now you have to think about the nomenclature for ionic compound. Remember, in ionic compound, you simply say the name of the metal and then the base name of the nonmetal with "ide" at the end. So in this case, this will be sodium nitride. Answer is D. Very good. Now let's do the reverse. The reverse is a lot easier actually for molecular compounds. If I give you the name of the compound, can you write the molecular formula? And in order to do this, you just simply translate in order the name. And the name is quite explicit, right? For example, it says diboron trioxide. Di meaning 2 and tri meaning 3. So that's B2O3. How about iodine pentafluoride? So I don't have a prefix for an iodine, meaning it has only one. And then pentafluoride, penta meaning 5, fluoride is a fluorine, so that's IF5. Yay, I told you that was easy.